Good morning. Good morning, my fellow cultivators. What's going on? I hope y'all enjoy your morning so far. Whether you just woke up or anything like that. Yeah, I'm just wanted to say, of course, just like always, hopefully you enjoy your morning as you continue to enjoy your day. It's officially spring. Also, getting excited for that too. If y'all even care about, well, if y'all really, if you're a season person and you really care about the seasons. And yes, bright and sunny outside. The sun is shining. The lights all over the grass, trees, sky, all cloudy, blue. Oh, it looks completely gorgeous outside. But yeah, if you care about that kind of stuff, yep, it is officially spring season. It looks it looks absolutely wonderful outside. Which perfectly makes a point for to me to come with y'all. Just explain a bit. Talk a bit more about when it comes to this particular subject. Characters. It's like as I think to myself, as I think, get down, as I really come down to it and think to myself, and when you look at the product, or just look at wrestling as a whole, and it's like, I think to myself, like, what happened to the characters? And I'm pretty sure everybody has had their definition, or their of what they thought, of what I think, of what what happened to the importance of characters, and what contributes to particularly mainly WWE, which contributes to the downfall of that, and the lack of interest. And I mean, of course, you still have your Seth Rollins, you have your Daniel Bryans. Guess if you want to say Kenny Omega's, and obviously your Roman Reigns, it's just a very few pickings. It's not like you look at a whole roster or just a generation of talent, and you can complete just characters like as a whole. I guess too. You can't. It's like you cannot differentiate also as well. You know that's how the lacking and just the bare minimum, just yeah, completely at all of how it's just non-existent of characters. It's a complete shame about it, because it's like when you look at the over exertion of rosters. When you go back to the Attitude Era, of course. I think the Golden Era had it back in the '80s. Oh, but particularly the 2000s and the mid to late '90s had a really big roster too, and it's like they had for each division too. That they had really great. Because when I do think about it, and like I came across the video as like I'll watch it, like this video. I don't know if you ever heard of Millennial Spark, but what like I heard him talk about when like for each division you had like each division you had, like, of course, even for the division you had a lot of characters, and it's like even like Scotty Too Hottie, like even that character, or you had even Scotty Too Hottie and Crash Holly. You had characters like Crash Holly, Scotty Too Hottie, where he would do the worm, and they would do like the head bobs and everything like that. Where Rikishi had like it was kind of like a the Michael Jackson, where he had like just like the hat, the Fentaro hat. I think that's what it's called, and they would do the head bobs, and then Scotty Too Hottie would do the worms, and you had the Hurricane. How are those fucking characters? How do you have those wrestlers that were more fucking over than the average wrestler today? Like, they were more fucking over than a Kenny Omega, and Adam Cole, It's like, when you look at that, because it's, damn, like, damn, like, seriously, like when you look at that, because, yeah, like, no matter how you try, because most of these YouTubers try to play it off as the fact that wrestling too, like wrestling is a sport, and it took me a very long time to get into myself too that wrestling is not a sport, and we all damn sure didn't get into wrestling because of the sport of it, or I'll say the athletic part of it. We damn sure didn't get into it because of that. We got into it because of characters. That's what made wrestling at one point popular. The characters, their stories. That's what made us care about them and interest. Pique our interest into them individually. The characters, like I said, you could in this like these YouTubers try to force a narrative, or they try to figure out like I said, like, you're cool, you want to care about the wrestling too, but you cannot lie to yourself. Nobody cannot. I know that for a fact too. You cannot lie, completely lie to yourself and think that you got, you got into the wrestling solely for the athletic part of it, and that's of course that's not true at all. Well, you could say it all you want, but it's not true at all. With characters that they ruled, that's what it's all about. That's what made wrestling so popular. That's what made me a fan. That's what, an admirer of it. The characters and what integrated within their stories. To me, for me, even pique whole interest going past that. But it's okay to still like the wrestling part of it. Like I said, I got into it. Like I said before, when it comes to entertainment, I live solely because it integrates with my personal. It integrates to with me as individually, and my emotions and everything like that. Like I said, I care solely because I didn't give a fuck about. It took me a long time to realize that too. I could have gave a fuck about the when it comes to the wrestling aspect of it. Which which sorry, but yeah, that's what it took me a long time to realize. Which because I could care solely about the characters. Which and that's what it's all about. Like I said, I apologize when I tend to talk, a lot. Try to talk a lot in a sentence. I start, to breathe heavily. I apologize. Damn. But yeah, that's the characters. Well, like I said, when you look at it, like you could try to convince yourself all you want, but it's just, yeah, everybody. You can't say that you got into wrestling, or you could say, yeah, or you got into the mainstream of wrestling because solely because of the wrestling. We all got. Don't be a fucking mistake. Don't even try to trip. We got into wrestling, like because of what piqued our interest into is the characters. Like Stone Cold, that's popular. You know, the granddaddy of them all. The man, the top draw. That guy. Which is why everybody loves him, is why he just so known, and why he gets completely just still gets incredible pop after pop. Is his character. The whole Austin 316. Whip your ass. Stomp a mud hole. Everybody, they're cared about the characters. The Rock. He's so popular is because he's so world known is because of him. Yeah, just it's how he's been. The way he just presents himself on screen, and his character. That's why. That's why everybody knows him. Everybody loves the Undertaker because of his character. Kane is so known because of his character. like people. That's with everything. Like the way all we love everything is because not because it's because the action part of it. It's because I said it's okay to still like the wrestling part, but like I said, the complete main factor is when you come down to it is the characters, and that's what these fail. That's what these wrestlers of today fail to realize. And it's like I said, at the same time, I don't blame WWE because they're like the Disney. They're now like the Disney of wrestling, but at the same time, I could kind of say that I don't blame them when you have, especially in this society, and how much of a standard, and how to to the part, looking to the part to a T, have you how you have to be to these investors, stock investors, the suits, and how you have to play a part and role. It's because yeah, you could like every day your business is at risk. Like it's like you built everything. Like Vince, yeah, Vince. Like I said, it's credit. He built that's his business and that's his name and everything like that. And it can go within a snap, just like that. Sorry, I'm that breathing again. Yeah, it's like I completely understand that because this society, especially the way when you get to of course now to a certain, you reach a certain age and you grow up. It's like you're trying to make money of your own. You really get it, and it's like yeah, you can't jeopardize that too. You really get the meaning of his empire and how he built his empire. I can't let this go. This is my empire. I built this. But yeah, it's like you get underway because but still at the same time, it's not like you can't make interesting and compelling enough characters to where wrestlers to whereas you can get people invested to care about what's going on in in front of their TV. It's not like you don't have to just completely throw all that out the window. And it's like when you look at people, like they have to have like it's like you can't have fun. You can't have you can't have your own bubble of just enjoying yourself. And it's like it's those ones that they say that shit. It's the ones out there, and they say say like a misogynistic this, of course, and like this. They like they can't see you for this, and it's like when you look like behind the scenes and them going around in their breakdown, you know they're pretty sure their circle's all fucked up and their kids is it's just completely out of touch. They're learning from complete just utter ignorance. And they're single, whether they're single fathers, single mothers, divorced. It's just like people act like they try to they try to put blame and put wrong on everybody else. And it's like they're which when you look at them, they're the complete opposite. It's a real joke. It really is. It's like you can't. And obviously, it's like you can't. Wrestling can't be to where it is because you have people who try to slap, try to quote unquote cancel, or it's like they can't, they don't want to pull that. They want to pull, of course, the offensive card, and then they just don't. They don't want to have. They don't want. It's like they don't want nowhere to be fun at all, and it's just really. It's just completely. Makes no sense at all. Can't have fun anywhere. Can't do anything at all. Like I said, at the same time, you kind of understand where, like, at kind of at that point in WWE because they had have a business to uphold and a name because all that can really go down in an instance when they start to still do the stuff that they did 30, 20 years ago when you have the environment that we are in now. But like I said, it's not an excuse to still, especially with like you can still, because it's an enough when you have your, of course, YouTube, and then TikTok, and I guess, and Twitch, and people like just a new way of how you can be a character, a personality, an entertainer. It's not like you completely can just eradicate that fact. Like, it's not like you just can't completely erase the fact that you can have still characters that can pull the attention of a lot of people. You know, so it's just, yeah, it's just, and it's just everything plays a part too, because it's not just obviously it's not the promoters, it's not just the promoters, it's not just the booking, the creative team. It's like, yeah, it's the creative team plays a part, the wrestler plays a part. Obviously, you could tell whether they have the charisma, if they're hella nervous, or if they just have any character at all, or if they're trying at all. If they act or look like they're rehearsing, you could tell all that. So not just it's not you can't put the blame on one wholly, just on solely one individual aspect. You had to put them on all fronts. They all play a part to a role. So yeah, it's just makes you sad, man, when you think about it. You just characters are not as hilarious, engaging, or just when it comes to relatable, and yeah, just badass. Because just having a distinctive characters too that you can get into, or find another one that can get into. Because like I said, just look at the environment today. Of course, you have the feminists with the Me Too movement, and then you have, like, for anything now, you can't. It's like you got fucking people. Because I don't know if I heard you had T.I. Looked like a skit, but I don't know. I don't know what's real anymore when it comes to celebrities, because it's all entertainment though. But you tell a joke, you probably get assaulted now for telling a joke. It really is unfolding. It's like some new shit happens every day, almost every day. It's like, wow. It's like, of course, when it comes to these wrestlers now, they just what are all on social media. They act like a bitch ass drone. Just hella emotional, bitchy to anybody, and they wonder why they're at the position that they're at. And it's like, damn, you really think it's like, yeah, you like I have. It's like you really think about that, like I have, and it's just like when you really think about it, and look at all that's going on, and it's like, damn, damn, wrestling can never go back to the way it was. Now, when you just look at that solely, just like look at today, it's like, damn, now it can't, because it's just everybody's fucking just overly insensitive, and their heart is just completely buried in their ass, between their ass cheeks, is because everything sets them completely the fuck off, and it's just like, they take everything to a fucking T, serious. Just really just makes unnecessary. It's unnecessary. But I just wanted to come to y'all, talk about that a little bit. Just sit back, talk, and just of course, just the basis, just usual wrestling, and like I said, I'm trying to bring other stuff too, but that's in due time. And I have another video coming also. May talk again later on tonight. And, it's probably the final time, unless something happens again. But I'll think about it. It depends on the situation. But yeah, probably the final time I talk about Ryback But when it comes, cry back, lay back, bitch back, whatever you could, meme his name off of, call him. But yeah, I'll probably be back on later tonight, and yeah, I'll see y'all much later. Stay blessed, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all day.